first re-review of the Devil May Cry series. And of course, we are starting with Devil May Cry 1. As a little tribute to the 1 year anniversary of this small little channel, I am re-reviewing some of the games that I have already done. Now keep in mind the originals aren't going anywhere. I'm not deleting them. I'm not privating them. I'm just giving them that fresh coat of paint. So let's kick things off with Devil May Cry. But first, I want to give a tad bit of history about the original. You see, Devil May Cry was originally conceived by the current director over at Platinum Games, Hideki Kamiya, after a failed version of what would eventually become Resident Evil 4. It was primarily due to the fact that just the overall aesthetic of it just wouldn't look like it would fit into the Resident Evil universe, featuring a more over-the-top story and a superhuman protagonist named Tony Redgrave. But instead of just scrapping that idea entirely, Capcom thought the game would work as its own possible little franchise, and thus in 2001 until the game's full release, along with another Resident Evil game, that being Code Veronica for the PlayStation 2, a demo disc of Devil May Cry was included. With that massive history lesson out of the way, let's talk about what we got. Now, keep in mind, I will be using the Devil May Cry HD collection on the PlayStation 4, mostly because it just looks all that better. Devil May Cry is an action-adventure game released on August 23rd, 2001 for the Sony PlayStation 2. It's set in modern times on the fictional Malay Island. The story centers on Dante, a half-human, half-demon hunter who uses his business to get his revenge on the demons after losing his brother Virgil and his human mother Eva. He meets a woman named Trish who takes him on a journey to defeat the demon lord Mundus. Mundus? Mundo? Mundus. I'm pretty sure it's Mundus in the original, Mundus in the reboot. Now, the story is told primarily through a mixture of cutscenes, which uses the game's engine, and several pre-rendered full-motion videos. The game also makes some very subtle hints towards the Italian poem Divine Comedy, such as our main man Dante being named after the author behind Divine Comedy, Dante Alighieri, our token femme fatale Trish being named after or a possible reference to Beatrice Portinari, and another character, Virgil, being named after, well, Virgil, just spelled differently. Anyways, on with my horrible abridging of this game's plot, as best as I could possibly do this. So we start off with getting exposition about Dante's father, the legendary Dark Knight, Sparta! No, not the Greek city Sparta, Sparta, with that D in the name, not a T. Telling about his great feats over the demons of the underworld before suddenly cutting to where a blonde woman appears out of thin air outside of a shop called Devil May Cry, owned by Dante, who is unfortunately not voiced by Ruben Langdon, but instead by Drew Coombs. Combs? Coombs. That Coombs sound the most correct. If I mispronounce any names, I am sorry. And the woman crashes into his shop, yeets a sword at him, and the two set the shop on fire. The woman reveals her name to be Trish, who is voiced by Sarah Lafleur. Again, mispronounced names, I am sorry. And the two set off to Malay Island to stop the resurrection of who is basically the equivalent of Lucifer in the Devil May Cry universe, Mundus. We then do some missions, get a new sword called Alistor, no, not the radio demon from Hazbin Hotel. We also fight a giant magma spider scorpion hybrid thing named Phantom, as well as a shadowy panther-like creature named, well, Shadow, and some Dark Knight looking dude named Nello Angelo, played by David Keeley. David Keeley. That sounds the most correct. We then kill Phantom, some other lesser demons like Griffin, who Mundus kills himself after failing him for the third time, and fight Nello Angelo in Mission 17, where it is revealed that it's Dante's twin brother Virgil. We then kill Nello Angelo / Virgil and acquired the most powerful sword in the first playthrough of the game, Sparta, named after Dante's and Virgil's father. We then descend into the demon world, where we fight the worst possible boss in the game, period. Good God, I don't like Nightmare at all. If you watch my Let's Play on Devil May Cry, I die to this boss to the same asinine BS, all due to Dante automatically trying to attack Nightmare itself. This is also where it is revealed that Trish is also working for Mundus. Told you she's the token femme fatale. We then kill Nightmare, thank God. And Dante saves Trish, mostly because she reminds him of Eva, his and Virgil's deceased mother. We then come face to face with the Demon Lord himself, who is played by Tony Daniels, who then tries to kill Dante, but Trish ends up saving him, getting killed in the process, and thus spawning the scene that this game is infamous for. We then fight Mundus, while in a very cool Sparta Devil Trigger looking form. Only exclusive to the final boss, which is a shame, and the final boss phase 1 gives me flashbacks to Shadow the Hedgehog, and that's not a good thing. We then kill Mundus, leaving Sparta and the amulet behind with Trish's corpse, dumbass. And then kill Mundus' true form and escape the island along with the still alive Trish, and the shop has been renamed to Devil Never Cried. Stupidest name I ever heard! So that was the plot to Devil May Cry 1. Overall, for a 2001 game, while it doesn't make sense in some areas, I'd say it kind of still holds up. Though Dante's personality hasn't really been found, so all we got is a rather monotone / slightly brooding dude. Mundus is evil, Trish's voice is pretty good for 2001, so what about the gameplay? How does that hold up?
Gameplay of Devil May Cry consists of levels known as missions, where players must fight numerous enemies, perform the odd occasional platforming segment, and of course, solve puzzles to progress through the story. You see, the player's performance is given a rank, ranging from dull, which is the D rank, I believe crazy, which is, or cool, which is the C rank, bravo, which is the B rank, absolute is the A rank, and of course we also have the S rank, that being stylish. Grades are based on the time taken to complete the mission, the amount of red orbs, which is this game's currency, which are being gathered, and how stylish the combat was. And of course, item usage and damage taken, of course, well, basically nullifies the ranking at the end of the mission. You see, Devil May Cry is not like your standard hack and slash game. You see, it has something that I would like to call the rule of style, or the rule of cool, where you are required to perform very stylish actions in very quick succession, while at the same time not taking any damage yourself. The highest you could get is the S rank at the end of a mission, or stylish. And so far, I only managed to get one, but there is a trophy in the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 ports, where it gives you a trophy for getting S ranks in every single mission. You can also taunt, which not only ranks up your style ranking, but also increases the Devil Trigger gauge. Let's talk about Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger basically allows you to increase your attack strength, your speed, and it also replenishes your health. There are also items that do both, those being the Vital Stars and the Devil Trigger Stars, but those lower your rank, so I would only use them if necessary. Now, like I said while ranting about Nightmare, this game has a lock-on function, but it's not that good. Using this secret mission as an example, instead of swinging something that is directly in front of him, Dante would automatically swing at the nearest enemy. I'm not even pressing the lock-on button, and Dante is just going ass wild on these miniature spiders. So if you're in a boss fight, you're basically screwed in more ways than one. So overall, the gameplay, while on the janky side of things, it's still kind of good, I'm willing to say. And I am also willing to let a few things slide because it's the first in the series, and plus, certain aspects do get fixed in the later games.
So overall, is Devil May Cry 1 still good? Well, yes in some areas, but no in others. From the janky gameplay, some BS bosses, I'd say only play this to really see the series' roots. With all that in mind, I am giving the original Devil May Cry a 5 out of 10. Now, I want to hear from you all. Did you play the original Devil May Cry? And could you recommend it to a friend? Leave your answers in the comments below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and GameJolt. Links are down below as always. And turn on that notification bell, where I take a look at the game that basically every single DMC fan hates. Devil May Cry 2. Until then, take care, everybody!